This conference will now be recorded.
All right, we're going to start by talking about photos and photography and actually setting up that appointment and making sure that your sellers have the right expectations about how their home needs to look when it's time to be photographed. But I want to preface by saying how much the photos matter. And actually, I think once people start to get busier and the transactions become, more of a routine, I think that's when they really tend to get lazy. So you have to remember that these photos aren't just to be loaded onto the MLS for other agents and buyers to see. They go tons of other places, starting with social media. And when I say that, I want to make sure that you guys know not to screenshot or to use copies of your listing photos. You really need to use the originals. So if you don't have them, ask the staff person to send you the file, or you can get on the NAS and just go to your name folder and you can get them all there. But if you get on like Facebook or Instagram or anything, you should be able to scroll through and you can see who's using the originals. They're much more clear than the people that are using the copies that they look like out of focus, blurry, grainy. So that really matters. Also, the photos matter because they're going out to all the websites, hundreds, thousands, and you only get one shot at this because however they're loaded when that listing goes active, that's how they're going to be distributed to all the websites. So if you tell the staff people, just load them and then I'll go in myself and change them or whatever, once it's active, that's really not a good system. They need to be in order the way that you want them before it goes active so that it can feed out correctly to all those websites. Same with print materials. You're going to have brochures either from the MLS or KB Core, or you might order some from the design store. You should have a property binder made for every listing that you get. The photos are going to be in there as well. You want clear, nice photos for all of those materials. Your just listed postcards, you get 50 of those when you get a listing. You should be getting an email that asks if you want to send out more than that 50. You can do that, and just keep in mind that these 50 postcards aren't going to every single address on a street. They're being distributed out a little bit more randomly to streets and addresses in the area. Okay, so like if you live on a certain street and you're like, well, I listed one on this street, but I didn't get a postcard, that's why. And then for future marketing, so really, ideally, you should have a folder on your desktop with all your past listing photos in it, so that if you want to add a page to your listing presentation, or you want to make a social media piece in the future showcasing all the homes that you've sold in the past 6 months or the past year, you can easily just go into this folder and grab all these great photos from all your past listings. So these MLS or these photos that you get done of this listing, it's so much more than just putting them on the MLS. And every time you list a house, you're either building or injuring your brand, right? So when you talk to your seller about having their home photographed, it can go two ways. The first is that they're super self-conscious about their house. They're like, oh, it's a mess, it's not ready, but we have to do it today, so here it is. Or they think it looks great when we actually know like it maybe doesn't. Okay, so you have to know how to handle these situations as an agent, and I do as a photographer as well. So a simple little script that I would use is something like, when we come in to photograph your house, I want you to know that I might make some little tweaks before we start. And this doesn't mean that your home isn't just gorgeous the way that it is, but you hired me because of my professional experience, and it's part of my value to you to present this home in the best way possible to consumers from my past observation of what I know works, what I know sells houses. Okay, and this is when you can also, I have this document. This is the Is Your Home Ready to Be Photographed document. I used to email it to you all before every photo appointment, and I've gotten lazy about it, but I'm going to start doing it again. But you can just forward this to the seller before the appointment, or you can go through it with them together, and just kind of go through these bullet points and make sure that they are following all of these guidelines. And then the second page, do you have a question?
No, I don't have one, not a question, I got a statement.
Okay.
If you go through with Quentin Van Meter, as far as photography and all that, he sends out something specifically to go to the seller, very similar to this, that lets that seller know how this is going to happen and what they need to do in order to show the property in the best light.
Yeah, I think when I'm speaking about this, I am speaking on behalf of all photographers. Like, we would all love it if for every appointment people actually followed this guide or a guide like this, you know. And I also, and I don't know if he does this as well, but these expectations on the second page here, I think I speak for all photographers again. A really important conversation to have with your seller is that this photographer isn't going to be in and out of their house in 20 minutes. Okay, depending on the size, it could take hours, especially if you're getting photos and the virtual tour and a drone. You know, it's a process. And it sucks when we go in there and they're like surprised that they have to either leave their own home or like hide outside for, you know, hours. That's a little uncomfortable. So having that conversation ahead of time can be really helpful. Also, you know, especially with COVID, it's really important that they're not around. You know, I don't need an owner following me from room to room. They're going to get in the Matterport photos. So just have that expectation set ahead of time that they need to not be around. The pets need to not be around. I've had cats, you know, walk into my virtual tour. It's just no bueno. So again, you can tell them that we're going to leave it just as it was when we get there. Especially with COVID, we appreciate if all the lights are already turned on. Fans need to be turned off. Also, they can kind of determine what the lighting should be like. So typically, you know, curtains open, blinds need to just be set depending on the time of day. And we'll go in and change this, of course, if we feel like it's really necessary. But my point is, the less we have to touch right now, the better for us and for the seller. Okay.
Hey, Jesse.
Yeah.
You said us. Did you mean photographers, or should agents be there while you are taking the photographs, or no?
I would say no.
I am.
Yeah, so I like, so I've done several things for Jeremy Allen lately. And what he'll do is he'll get there, especially if the owner's there, he'll get there right when the appointment is. He'll introduce us. You know, we'll spend a couple minutes like talking about, you know, how they want me to lock up, or if there's a room they don't want me to photograph or whatever. But then he either goes outside or typically he leaves. And then I just text him when I'm like 10 minutes from being finished.
Okay, thank you.
But really that's, you know, that's agent preference, not mine.
Well,
Okay.
you know, I don't do that, don't you?
As long as you're not hovering around while I'm trying to do my stuff, you know, I don't want to see you through windows or in mirrors. Right. You know, that's the issue with agents being around, is they might get in the way and not even realize they're in the way, right? That's true. Same with owners. And I hate having to tell an owner to move in their own house. It's not fun. There's another point in here. Holiday decor, and it's really tough this time of year because there's so much, you know, everybody like takes pride on how cute their house looks and their pumpkins and their Christmas decorations and whatever, but that doesn't age well. and you're just setting yourself up for having to get new photos done if it stays on the market till February. Because you don't want to date your house, right? And the days on market is really obvious when you've got pumpkins and it's February. Also, I think it can be really impressive to a seller if you ask them when you're coordinating with the seller and the photographer, when you're coordinating what time they're going to come, you can ask the seller, hey, have you by any chance noticed like when would be a great time of day for the photographer to come? You know, we don't want to do it when the sun is right above the roof and I'm shooting directly into the sun. Just the fact that you've thought of that might impress them. Okay, staging and virtual staging. This is just my opinion, so I'm not speaking for everybody, but I'll tell you one thing that I really don't think photographs well is if you have like a vacant house and then an agent or like a friend or whatever comes in and just adds like one piece of wall art, one thing on a bookshelf, and like a random chair. It looks like somebody moved out and just left some stuff there. Like it just doesn't photograph well. So if you're gonna have a house staged, make it so that it looks like somebody could actually use that room, right? So that's just my opinion. But if you're going to stage, stay as neutral as possible. It's really easy to turn somebody off with too much color or pattern. And be mindful of your space. I know that Mom showed a house a while back and they had it staged, and the staging company, it was a professional staging company, put a twin bed in a master suite, and it was like a huge turnoff to the sellers. So, you know, just don't be afraid to say no to something if you do use professional stagers, because they're thinking about what looks nice, but they're not necessarily thinking about what sells the house, if that makes sense. One other thing about virtual staging, I think it can be great, and I'm seeing more and more of it lately, and it's really starting to grow on me. The interior shots, the ones that make me nervous are the exterior shots, when they change the brick color, the roof color, light fixtures, and then all of a sudden it's like a suggestion to the buyers that they're going to have to spend that much money and energy making the house look good. And it's like overwhelming. It's a turnoff. So if you're going to do staging, just be careful not to go too over the top where it looks like it would be too much work to even make it look good, if that makes sense. Okay. These are some of my biggest pet peeves, and I know sometimes you're going to go in a listing and there's just nothing you can do. If there's so much clutter everywhere that it would literally take days to clean it all, I understand that sometimes we just got to let it roll. If there's a car in a driveway and the owner isn't there, we can't move it. The TVs and computer screens need to be off. These are some of my biggest pet peeves. And refrigerators with a bunch of stuff on the side really makes the kitchen look tiny. Okay. I'm not doing this on the MLS. I pulled the pictures off the MLS because I don't like calling out agents or brokerages or whatever. So, but these are all local and they're all from like this week. So, I want to show you guys some problems that I know when you just get in a rhythm of things, they might even not seem like problems to you. But as a buyer, as a consumer, these things they make a house look so much worse than it actually is. So this is my least favorite thing, is the hopping out of the car look, where you can still see the car and they just like quickly took a shot from the side. This picture, totally unnecessary. I don't understand. This is the view from the front porch. And you know, somebody went to a lot of work. Obviously this is a flip and the pictures are just really bad. So that's unfortunate. Don't know why we needed a close-up of this. You don't need multiple photos of windows. I don't care if they're brand new and they're super expensive Pella windows or whatever. You don't need that many photos of them. You don't need fan photos. Fans don't sell houses. And then I love this one. Here's a picture of just some string lights that you can get from Target. Okay, pictures of the exterior shot through windows with the flash on. This is a big no. These are all crooked. This is really sad, just like dark. Toilet photos. This is a $300,000 house, and they took a close-up photo of every toilet in the house. Also, I will take hallway photos sometimes to give you the choice if you want to use them or not. But unless the storage in this house is the only like big benefit, I would leave them out. I just think hall photos end up looking cramped and awkward. And I don't think they help sell houses unless like it's the one redeeming quality. When a photographer sends you multiple photos of the exterior, it's not for you to use all of them. It's so that you can choose which ones you think are the very best. I know that I might send you multiple. I think most photographers do this. You know, grab 2 or 3 and put one at the beginning and the rest at the end. Don't do 8 exterior photos before you get inside. Like this lovely condo that has bright blue paint. This many exterior, these were the first 6 photos. So what's going to happen is on every website on the MLS, this is what's going to appear. I'm going to be flipping to the next house because of all this overwhelming blue before I even look at the inside. Okay, and I know these seem like minor details, but there are people out there thinking, wow, I'm glad that's not my agent, or, you know, it's just about your brand. You want to just do everything right every time, all the time. Just set that expectation for yourself now. This was a really nice house, and obviously the agent just loaded all the photos that they got sent. So these on the left are practically the same photo. They didn't both need to be on the MLS. Same with the bathroom. And then this is my favorite. The photographer didn't send you both of these so that you could use them both. You know, they wanted you to decide which one you thought was better is all, or give you the option. Don't load them both. Okay, this is a $470,000 house. I'm pretty sure these are phone pictures. The lighting is terrible, right? Another fan photo. I don't think close-ups of countertops are good under any circumstance. Creepy dark stairwell pictures, not good. Leave them out. And all of these are examples of photos that are not good primary photo material. Mom notoriously hates driveway photos. At least this one is a nice, not cracked up driveway, but still, this should not be photo number 1. And this probably shot really well from the front. So, you know, what a shame. Right in the sun, bad. This is the primary photo of the side of the house. Again, just kind of worthless. Same here. A note about condo photos. I think unless you can get a clear shot of the exterior without, you know, cars being right there in the middle of the shot, I would do an interior photo as the primary. Especially if you look at this one up close on the MLS, you can clearly see their license plate numbers, which is not a good look. So I think the rule of thumb for me there would be use an interior photo unless the photographer got a clear shot of the exterior without cars in the parking spaces. And then obviously this one here is just completely sideways. All right, remarks. One of my biggest pet peeves with remarks, I do not like anything about death in the remarks. I think it is a turnoff. And this agent obviously had it on the brain because she used it twice, dead end street and then to die for. You know, words matter, and you're trying to create a feeling when people read this, because it's not just for agents on the MLS. This is going out on all the websites too. This is being transferred over to social media too. And it doesn't need to read like, you know, gibberish. awesome eating kitchen with GE French door, frig, and dishwasher. That's not pretty. People, general public, they're not going to know what LR is. Keep all this in mind. So you're pretend like you're writing a letter to a buyer. I think that might help if you pose it that way. Here's a real casual description. These are all from the MLS. At the end, it says, "Let's talk." I don't like that. Don't do that. Okay. So all this info about the acreage and the stories and the walkout and how many beds and baths, this is literally just such a waste of characters. All of this is in the MLS from the input sheet. The description, the remarks, it's where you describe how the home feels. It's where you talk about the features and the finishes that aren't noted in the MLS input sheet. Also worth noting here, at the bottom, and I pulled this yesterday. Okay, so it was November 12th, 11th. And it says the road and hill will be fixed and smoothed out with gravel the first week of October. Well, I don't need to know if that's true. I don't need to know as a buyer that there was ever anything wrong with the road and the hill. Okay, so it's the middle of November. This needs to be deleted. So always be mindful that if you're writing anything in the description that is indicative of when you listed it or when something is being changed or repaired, keep it fresh. You know, if it's been done, go in and delete it, change it, update it. Okay. A couple of violations here. Just a reminder, we can't say family. It's discrimination. You can't say family. You can't say walk. You can't say children, kids, teenager. Walking distance is okay. Walk, no. This one's really sad. It comes off as just extreme desperation. Don't do this. There's like a nice, tasteful, kind of more elegant way to get off the point that your seller is desperate, needs to sell their house, without typing in caps with all these exclamation points. Also, don't be this repetitive. It's just a waste of characters again. This is my favorite. This is a real description from the MLS. And this is sort of in the opposite direction. So the other ones are too lazy, too casual. This one is over the top. I think you might downright offend some people or annoy some people. And you know the owner probably wrote this and made the agent put it on. And there's not much you can do about that, except have the conversation that this, you know, it might scare some people away. It might, you know, hurt them more than it helps them. This kind of has nothing to do with the house, which is crazy. So yeah. And again, keep in mind that you have to stay current, okay? So if you list a property and it says, don't miss your chance, hurry, this one won't last, and then it's been on the MLS for a couple months, that's not a good look either. So don't just write your description, throw it on there, and then never look at it again. Okay, same with like first showing. If your house has been listed for a while, that needs to be taken off as well. All right, now we're going to talk a little more about marketing you guys and marketing your listings. So first we'll talk about a budget. I guarantee you there are other agents in our market that have already finished their marketing budget for next year. You can actually just Google like free real estate marketing budget template, and they come right up. I did that this morning. So this was free, and you can enable editing, come in here, change all these. It breaks it down by quarter for you. So there's that. Also, 3 marketing items that you must include in your budget. I think this is worth noting that if you're a Weichert agent, you actually get 2 of these 3 things for free. But to stress the importance of what they are, Facebook ads is number 1. If you're not running Facebook ads, you need to be. It's the cheapest way to make your money go the farthest. So go ahead and make a decision for next year. I'm going to spend $12 a month or $20 a month or however much on Facebook ads. And if I don't have anything, if you don't have a listing to boost or a sale to boost, you can literally just boost your profile without having any like post to boost. Okay. But make a commitment, you know, write it down that you're absolutely going to spend this much money every month. Email marketing. We have this for free through KV Core. You can schedule mass emails. More and more of our agents are starting to do this, and they're actually getting really great results. In the next couple of years, you're going to be falling behind if you're not doing this. I mean, I get more and more of them every week, and I love getting them. I love seeing what other people have, what other agents have to say. So, email blasts and web hosting. You have to have a website, and the beauty of this is you all get that for free as well. Okay, we all have personalized agent websites for free that we can go in and customize. But don't forget about that. So those are the 3 things, the 3 biggest things that you need to invest either your time or your money into for next year. Okay. And then, of course, we always talk about mailers. We talk about them because they work. I just heard another one of our agents is probably getting a listing from a just sold postcard. There are a million different ways you can plan out, you know, your postcard budget and schedule for next year. Oh gosh. Okay, this is Weichert iMail through Quantum. You can come in here. If you don't know your password, you can just type in your email address and then do forgot password. But again, it's just Weichert, WeichertImail.com, I believe. Yeah, WREA, Weichert Real Estate Affiliates, imail.com. Okay. And there are different programs you can do, auto farming. Once you get in here and, you know, set it up once, it'll become a lot easier, I think. But you can create a farming campaign. You can upload lists of contacts. But here are some of the ones to choose from. So every month for a year, you can send out how to boost the value of your home. Here's a different style of that. Local market trends. They have a bunch of recipe ones, market reports. So there are tons of options to choose from here, but once you go in and schedule it for the year, it just goes. You don't have to worry about doing anything else. So again, that's Weichert Real Estate Affiliates, WREA, imail.com. Or you can also do some from the Weichert Design Store. And again, if you don't know your login for this, you can go to the WeichertDesignStore.com, do forgot password, and it'll help get you back in. So I'm just going to kind of go through all the different things you can do on here, but I will start with postcards. Oops. So they've actually added some recently to this, including these I Have Buyers postcards. And then the series of Virtually Home So this is talking about how we offer all these different services virtually. Look at your home like a buyer is a good one. And the beauty of coming in here and doing these is that you come in and you fill out your information once under your account. You add your photo and all your contact info, and then it just auto populates. So there's not any like editing to be done in these postcards. They're just ready to go. Local market activity. And then when you get listings, you can order these extra postcards. You can order them for under contract as well, which I know we don't do very often in here, but we could. So tons to choose from in here. They've got seasonal, they've got holiday, market activity. Okay. Associate brochures. We have a couple agents in our office that have ordered these. I wish that everyone would order them. I think they're fantastic. They're so much more powerful than a business card. So I have these in my office. If you guys ever want to just take a look at them, I have this frame associate one. But they're really cool. So you just go in, you pick the style that you want, and then so this is the front and back, and then the inside of the brochure, you just fill out. Oh, why does it always do this? You have to write a couple paragraphs about like work, play, live, and then it's not letting me go down. I think the minimum order is like 25, and they're maybe like $1.50 each. So, you know, a little bit of an investment, but you just keep some in your car and keep some in your bag or whatever, and just hand them out in place of a business card. Leave them at a listing presentation or a buyer consultation. So that's the associate brochure. And if you just want to pick out your photos and type up the little blurbs, the staff can order these for you, can put them together and order them for you.
It should be left at open houses.
Yeah, left at open houses. Oh, I didn't know you were here. Hey, Mom. Okay. So there are two types of property brochures that you can order from, the band collection and the frame collection. So I just realized recently that the band collection is like half the price and just as nice as the other ones. A little bit smaller, a little bit simpler, but really all you need. So if you know you have a listing coming up, all you need, it doesn't need to be live for you to order these. All you need is a little description. You need the remarks, and the allotted characters that you get is shorter than the MLS. So really just a couple sentences, a couple photos. So let's see, 4 on the inside and then 1 exterior photo. You come in here, just go through the prompts. It takes less than 5 minutes. And then when you order it, the Weichert Design Store has been amazing. If you order it on a Monday, it'll get here like by Wednesday or Thursday. I ordered them last week on a Friday morning and they had shipped by Friday afternoon. So the turnaround time is quick. And of course, it's okay if you order them, you order 25 of them, you sell the house over the weekend before they get there on Monday. But then you have all these great little marketing pieces that you can use. You know, take these property brochures with you on listing appointments so you can show your sellers how great your marketing is. Okay, so that's the band collection and then the frame collection, just a little bit different, slightly more expensive. You can choose to have your photo on here or not. And for these, you just have to have more photos, 10 photos. And let's see, 25 at $1.48 each. And then shipping is typically about $16, excuse me, $16, I think. Other things you might want to play with on here, if you want to buy a banner stand, you know, a one-time expense that you can use over and over again, they come with a nice little case to carry in. You can get one with your photo on it. I think these are like $200. Yeah, $213, but they're easy to transport because they like I said, you can carry them in that case, so they'll last a long time. Great to put out in front of an open house. If you want to come in and order business cards on your own, you can do that. Door hangers, fairly simple. I actually like ordering door hangers from Vistaprint better. You can customize them with your photo and stuff. But if you just want some that are already done for you, you can order from here. That's the same. If you want them to print a listing presentation for you and send it, you can do that in here. We can do that in the office, but if for some reason you want to do it on your own, you can. Let's see. Oops. No. Okay, if you just want to send out like one seasonal postcard without doing one for every holiday of the year, you can come in and just choose which ones you want to send. So now you could pick a Thanksgiving one, they're already done for you. If you all want to see pricing on these. Okay, so 50 to 200, 125 each. Oh, that's first class. Standard mail, 87 cents each. Okay, so that's just some of the stuff that you can do on the White Group Design Store. Again, it's whitegroupdesignstore.com. If you don't know your password, you can just, where it asks you to log in, type in your email address, and then do forgot password, and it'll send it to you. All right. So a lot of coaches talk about a listing launch, and I just don't think that I don't think that many agents in our market at all make a big enough deal about their listing launch. And again, especially if you get into a rhythm where you're busy and you're listing a lot of houses, I think you forget to make a big deal out of it. Every single listing should be a huge ordeal. Everyone that you know should know that you have this new listing. So you're going to book the photographer, the virtual tour, the drone, the stager. Writing the remarks should not be a hurried thing. Block out some time, sit down, study those photos, pick out all the absolute best facets of that property, and make it so that, you know, people would just want to like rush to go see it. If you're not a good writer, we've got plenty of people on staff that are good writers, including Wendy at the Crestwood office and me. I'd be happy to look at your remarks. I tweak them for several of our agents now. Ask for a property binder from the staff. It's crazy how many houses I go to still in 2020 that don't have them, don't have anything. I think having something there that's print that people can look through, and then especially having like, you know, print out brochures, it's so important. You know, somebody might grab it and look at it a month later and give it to their friend or neighbor, and then all of a sudden you have a client. So all that print stuff, you know, it seems like minor details, but it all really matters. Order brochures, you know, try to do this before you list it. All you need, like I said, are the property photos and some remarks. I would like to see more of us posting new listings in the help group and asking for people to share, you know, and share squeeze pages. I was going to try to do this for every new listing, but it just got to be, you know, too much. But if you all want to do it yourself, feel free to. And same thing, send out mass email on KV Core every time you get a new listing. It doesn't have to be just people that you think are searching in that area. Send it to everyone. Send it to every contact that you have that, hey, I've got this new listing. Let me know if you know anybody that might be looking. Call the neighbors. You can ask the staff. Any of our admin people can get you a list from Redex, list of people to call in the neighborhood. Say, hey, I just wanted to let you know I just listed this house for this price, and here are the specs. And if you have any questions, let me know, come to my open house, or follow me on Facebook to see the virtual open house. Okay. And then as far as posting on social media, if you really want to do it right, I would post a teaser video. So when you go in there, either when you get the listing stuff signed or during the photo shoot or whatever, just post a couple photos or a quick little video of like the best room in the house or the view off the back deck or whatever. And just say, you know, new one coming soon without any details, right? That's not a violation of anything. As long as you're not giving details or the address, just let people know you're busy. And then create an open house event on Facebook, promote that with, you know, 10 or 12 bucks. Go on your Instagram, do a live tour on Instagram, save that to your story, to your highlights. Excuse me. When it does go live, if it's your listing, you don't have to go through the process of creating a squeeze page. When it's your listing, you can just go to abgrealtors.com. You can type in the address on the search bar, and when the property page comes up, it'll already be branded to you. So it's essentially the same thing as a squeeze page. You'll get all the leads, but you don't have to go through the process of making that whole page, okay? So you can copy that link from abgrealtors.com, share it to your Facebook, share it to your LinkedIn, and then that'll capture leads for you, which, you know, keep in mind, you can always take a screenshot or send an email from KV Core showing the list or the seller all these leads that you've got on their property, okay? And then if you get a virtual tour done, like a Matterport, get the link for that as well and share that on your Facebook. People love to look at those virtual tours. Okay. Oops. So let's see, I did this when I went to put a sign on our most recent listing. It took 5 minutes. And last I looked, it's up to like 700 views on Facebook. I don't know, you all might not be able to hear it. Let me know if you can hear it.
I can't hear it.
You
No,
cannot?
it doesn't play. No.
Okay. All right. Well, the point is, it is 57 seconds long. I recorded it myself on a little stand that you can hook onto any countertop, and then it sits up and your phone sits in it. Okay. So a minute long. I'm literally just saying, hey, Jesse Bartholomew with Weichert Realtors, got a 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath ranch in Wyndham Place. It's going live in the morning. First showings will be tomorrow afternoon. First open house will be this Sunday, 2 to 4. If you have any questions, let me know. Truly quick, painless, easy, and free. This should be the standard. You should be recording this quick 1-minute video for every listing. And if you don't want to be in it, fine. Stand behind the camera, do a slow walkthrough of the house. But really, that doesn't help you. People love to see people. So
Where do you get the stand, Jesse?
I think I got it at Home Goods, but you can get one on like Amazon. I can send out a link in the help group. I'll find a good one and send out a link. But gosh, it was like 12 bucks and I use it for every listing. And people,
can you expand on that a little bit? I've not seen those.
it's like a bendy, it's just a stick and it bends and it has a clip on either side. And the one end clips to like any countertop or like a table, and then the other end holds your phone, and it has an expandable, clip that holds your phone.
You think Best Buy would have that?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So there is the expensive version of this. So I was listening to a Tom Ferry podcast. He interviewed this great realtor out of Arizona. She's in the top 1% of Arizona realtors. And she's got, let's say, 12,500 followers on Instagram. She's doing videos right and left. And she pays $300 for every shoot. But she said something that I think is really important. And she said, treat it like a TV show, not a commercial. Okay, so we feel like we're recording commercials. We feel like we're selling something and people don't want to watch. I've got to get it done. Treat it like a TV show. You're the content. You're the fun part, right? So you have to smile and you have to be excited about it. And you have to look at it as people want to watch you do well. People are entertained by this house that you're showing them. They're happy to see your face, especially during COVID. So you have to come from the right perspective and the right mindset. Okay, so consider yourself the TV show, not the commercial. I love that. I thought that was great. So anyway, she's paying, a professional videographer $300 a shoot. I'm not asking for that. All I'm asking is for a homemade, free 1-minute video for every listing. Okay. After you list the house, soak up every bit of that listing for branding. So you're not done once you list the house, and I think a lot of people forget this. Everybody needs to know when you do a price improvement. And I really like improvement better than reduction. I don't know why I wrote reduction. When you get an accepted offer, I like that verbiage even better than under contract. When you go do the final walkthrough, do a quick video. Hey, I'm at the final walkthrough. Fingers crossed that everything goes great. I'm so excited for my sellers. I can't wait to close. Post about the closing. Obviously, post that the house is sold. Not enough of us are taking pictures with or of our happy clients. And I think that's like one of the best sales tools of all. And it doesn't have to be with some, homemade sign or whatever, although I do love that. But even them just standing there smiling, that's all you need. And pose it as you're offering to do a favor for them. Hey, can I take a picture of you guys on, this big day? I'm so excited for you. And also, like, is it cool if I use it for my marketing? They're going to say yes, of course. And then don't forget to ask for testimonials. I'll make them pretty, and then you can post them on all your social media and websites. So just don't forget that every transaction is not just your listed post and your sold post. It's an opportunity for so many different marketing things. So. And then finally, I think we also forget to follow up. We're not doing this as much as we could be. Your relationship doesn't end when the transaction is finished. Mom talks about it all the time. You spend so much time with these people. You're communicating regularly, and then all of a sudden it's over, and it's like sometimes it's kind of sad. And really, you're a part of these people's lives now, and you should be their point of contact for when things go wrong, if they have questions. You want to keep that relationship sturdy. Don't let them forget about you, especially, in 3 years when they go to sell their house. Don't let them forget about you. So when you close, however you organize your schedule, if you need to put it in WeightWorks or your Google Calendar or in an old-fashioned, like I use, actual planner that you write in, go ahead or make a note in your phone. A couple of days before their 1-year anniversary, you better get that letter in the mail, that card in the mail that says, I'm so happy that you've had a great first year in your house. I hope everything's going so great. And if you need anything, don't ever hesitate to reach out. Something like that. You can go on Amazon and search home anniversary cards, and they've got all kinds of cute ones. You can just order a stack of them. And then Weichert makes it super easy to follow up with past clients. There's a box you can check on the sales report to do this, or you can come in here on your own if you want, if you're curious about what exactly it's going to look like. This is the personal marketing company, so tpmco.com, and they have a couple different follow-up programs you can choose from. So a 5-year program for $25. It includes return address labels for them, which I think is such a great idea, and thank you postcards, 10 magazines, and 10 unique postcards. So these are all going to be branded to you into Weichert, and they're going to go out for 5 years. There's a $13 3-year program or a 5-year for $16. So there are a couple different variations of what you can order, but then you don't have to think about it, and the system is just automatically keeping you, you know, in the back of their mind. So again, that's in the personal marketing company. It's the client follow-up program. It's a box that you check on the sales report when you turn in a closing. All right. That's all I've got. So is there anything that you all would like to talk more about or go back over? Questions?
Do you have a
comments?
minute, Jesse, to go to navigate to the free website? Is that something you could do now?
What free website?
Well, you said Weichert, we all have a free website. Is that something you could swiftly just go through the motion on that, the platform and all?
You mean like your personal, like your agent website?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's powered by KV Core. Yeah, you've already customized yours.
Been so much trying to absorb all this. Okay, so now you go there and
This is just to see your website. So if you type in donna-limer.abgrealtors.com, that is your URL to your agent website, okay? If you want to go in the back end of it to change anything, you go into My Weichert KV Core, okay?
My Weichert KV Core. Okay, and so now can you, so in other words, to My Weichert KV Core, and you can email from that, correct?
Yeah, you can email from here. Your website is under the Web and IDX tab if you want to make changes to that. To send out mass emails, you go to the Marketing Autopilot tab and schedule an email.
I may catch up with you later if you have some time, just to ask you if you see anything wrong with what I've done thus far, because it is a little bit overwhelming to me personally, but
Okay, yeah, I'd be happy to.
I'm trying.
You're
I'm
doing
the
great.
I'm the slow egg in the group.
Does anybody else have anything they'd like to go over before I hop off here?
Hey, Jesse.
Yeah.
Can I get that pre-photograph thing from you?
Yes. Yep, I'll send it to you right now.
All right, thank you.
All right. All right, guys. Happy Friday. Have a good weekend. Let us know
Thank
if you need
you so much.
anything.
Bye-bye.